Hello, hi everyone. I'm Ioanna. I am the co-founder and CMO of InstaShop. InstaShop is an on-demand delivery marketplace. It was founded here in Dubai by myself and John Tsioris, my co-founder, in 2015. And it started being all about taking the grocery experience online. Today we're so much more. We have expanded our, let's say, our value proposition so much. I would say we cater to almost all the daily needs of our users, like from pharmacy delivery, organic, fresh produce, to things like makeup, which is essential, within the hour, or stationery, our newly added section. And yeah, InstaShop started serving 2 towers in Dubai Marina only, Torch and Princess. I know very well because I was doing deliveries. It was cool, me and a team of 4 more people. And today we are in 9 countries, within MENA region and Greece as well. And we're a team of more than 700 now, if I'm not mistaken. So many people, so many faces every day at the office. And yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I get to be here. Thank you, Jen, Female Fusion, Mastercard team, and it's amazing to see you all.
Ioanna, you did it a bit differently. You went online right away. What sort of challenges and opportunities did you see with that?
Yeah, so basically for us, that was the whole core of InstaShop day one. So getting the whole grocery experience online and in a way, doing it better, facilitating it. Although I agree with Maureen and Sarah, for example, for us, starting here in Dubai was a game changer. I'm from Greece, so comparing it with my country, it's exactly what you said. Like, I can see the difference in user behavior, right? People wanting to actually visit the supermarket and feel the tomato, let's say. It's something, it's very common back home. But back there, here in Dubai, the user need was there. Like, users were already like shopping online in their own way by calling the supermarket. They didn't want to go. So the opportunity was right there, or WhatsApping the supermarket. So we got that and we evolved it through making the whole experience better for our users. So for us, that need was there and that was the opportunity. The main challenge was on the partner side. So the industry was much different 6 years ago. I mean, COVID came and escalated things rapidly. So back then, when you went to a supermarket and tell them, listen, people are going to be ordering online, this is where things are going, and we're going to help you increase your sales, do the process better, there was a barrier there, So we had to put, let's say, double the effort to onboard a retail and create a partnership. At the beginning, we had a lot of our partners saying, no, we're going to do it better. We're going to create our own app. And it was very usual that after like 6 months to a year, they would, reinitiate the conversation. And it makes sense, honestly, it's understandable. So yeah, I would say that was our biggest barrier on day one when it comes to going online.
And I think for those of us who have been in Dubai for a while as well, you well remember that you would have the phone number of the guy from the local shop, and you would WhatsApp him or call them to get your groceries delivered or your pharmacy items delivered. So InstaShop has really changed the game on that. So talking about being an entrepreneur, and we have these conversations when we have our Female Fusion meetings and get together, that, at what point when you got into your business, did you realize that you were getting it right? Where was the tipping point for you? What did you find, Ioanna?
For me?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a very interesting question. For me, okay, I'll tell you what. So I have a failed startup behind me, right? And before InstaShop, before entering, the whole entrepreneurship section, I had this fundamentally wrong mentality, right? That first you need to not eat, not sleep, just work, and then there will be that point that you're talking about, and everything will just go smoothly, and I'm going to be working from a beach in Greece, and that didn't happen.
No.
And it shouldn't, it won't happen. Like, I mean, first of all, work is not struggle, right? And it's definitely not a sprint. For us, it's a marathon. Everything changes, okay, if not on a daily basis, I don't know. The industry I'm in also, it changes all the time.
Yeah.
And for us, in order to survive and evolve, we need to keep changing. We need to always be aware what's happening, what's the differences in online payment, what's the differences in user behavior. So you always need to just be alert, let's say. And honestly, if you look at InstaShop as an app, as a company, as a service, me also, very different from day one, and very different from maybe 6 months back also.
Yeah.
So I haven't had that yet, and I'm good. I think that's the whole idea. You need to be aware, you need to be alert, and just keep trying.
And I think sometimes as entrepreneurs, we can be quite bad at this, where it's always like, what's next? And actually, if you look at where you were this time last year, you've achieved a lot, right?
True.
But then, we're always like, oh, but if I just did this, I could get there, and then I could get there.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole.
It is.
Of course, you need to stop and see and say, okay, this is good.
Yeah.
InstaShop is successful. Like, I feel good about myself as well. Let's say, I mean, that's important. You should not get lost in the whole process. But at the same time, you should not be comfortable.
Yeah.
It's a learning curve.
Absolutely. So, investment. I want to talk about investment because this also gets talked about a lot within Female Fusion. And Ioanna, InstaShop was acquired last year by Delivery Hero. Did you find getting investment was a challenge? Did you have to talk to a lot of people? Did you find that it was more of a challenge being a business in this part of the world where maybe there's not as much funding available as in other parts of the world?
I think definitely not. For us, actually, so I have both the bad story and the good story. Our first startup failed miserably, and for a good cause, right? Because without that, we wouldn't have learned and be here today. And when we started InstaShop, funding came from it was on the first year, and it came fairly naturally, I would say. So. Yes, of course, it takes effort, but it did happen on the very first steps. I think that being in Dubai and the fact that here in UAE the entrepreneurship is facilitated, it makes things easier on so many levels. And for us also, and I know it applies for a lot of companies, there are eyes from abroad looking at companies here. So I wouldn't say, I would actually say that it's even like you're, I don't know, one step ahead, let's say, if you have a company located here. What I've learned so far, I would say that there are two higher level things that I would keep from all the process of fundraising from both the companies I've been through. So the first thing is cherry pick your investors. I mean, you know your business best, right? You know what you want to do, you know your vision, you know how much, whoever that is, either an angel investor or a capital firm, how much you want them to be involved, what value they bring. It's like, it's like you're finding a friend, basically. You need to fit. And you do need to fit on a personal level because that person is going to support you not only financially, but generally you need to be able to sit on the same table and talk and get support. So first thing, research a lot and pick. Find the person you say, okay, I see us fitting. And the second thing, because I think, us women have this, I mean, everyone has it, but women maybe a bit more, like this small voice, like, oh, Ioanna, you're going to say something bad today at the speech, or, you know, like during this fundraising speech, you were so going to fail. You know, fine. That's there, you know, acknowledge it, do your research, create like an awesome deck, and do it. And then you fail the first time, learn, change, whatever needs changing, you know, wear your power suit, whatever that is, and do it again. So I think initiatives are like this, they're very important, just to understand that this is normal. You know, it's normalized. Women seeking funding is normal. If I did it, sure you guys can do it also. So yeah, just acknowledge the voice and let it be and do it.
Yeah, and imposter syndrome can be quite a big thing for us, that as women, and you know, everybody feels it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you are, if you've had your company for 30 years or you're just starting out.
Definitely.
And it's being able to find that confidence and say, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to stand up there in front of those investors. I'm going to do that speech. What's the worst that happens? Okay, you don't get funding.
Yeah.
Maybe you're going to find somebody else.
Yes.
You learn. Absolutely. And you know, this is the best thing about Female Fusion, and this is what I love so much, is that there is power in community, and there is power in us coming together. And when we come together and support each other, beautiful things can happen, and we are just really so much stronger together. So thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you at the next event.
Thank you.
Thanks.